will get more idea about the classification of nanomaterial. These nanomaterials are classified on the basis of the dimension, right? The nanomaterial classified into four types. The first type is zero dimensional nanomaterial, right? That is the 0D. Then one dimensional nanomaterial, 1D, and two dimensional nanometer, 2D, and three dimensional nanometer, that nanomaterial, that is 3D. On the basis of dimension, it is classified. Now we will see in the detail form what is exactly mean by the zero dimensional nanomaterial and their example. Zero dimensional nanomaterial means what? These are the materials having all the dimension, means x, y, z are measured within the nanoscale range. And the the nanoscale range is what? 0 to 100 nanometer is the nanoscale range. In short, that is no dimension are larger than the 100 nanometer. So this is called as what? Your zero dimensional nanomaterial. You remember this one. Zero dimensional nanomaterial means what? The nanomaterial having all dimension with nanoscale range, that is no dimension are larger than 100 nanometer, is known as what? Zero dimensional, 0D nanomaterial. So the example is zero dimensional quantum dots are extensively useful in the LEDs, light emitting diodes in the solar cell. It is also useful for the making the laser lights, right? Again, example is the nanoparticles, nanocrystals, nanowire, nanorod, nanofilm, nanoprism, nanorings. These all are the examples of what? Your zero dimensional nanomaterial. You remember this one? Zero dimensional nanomaterial means all the dimension measured in the nanoscale range, right? And example is nanoparticles, nanocrystals, nanowires, nanorods, nanofilms, nanoprism, nanorings. Mostly the quantum dots, which is extensively used for making the LEDs, light emitting diodes in the solar cell, as well as in the laser light. Okay. Now the second type is what? One dimensional nanomaterial. One dimensional nanomaterial. In one dimensional nanomaterial means what? These are the material having two of the three dimension. Two out of three dimension means what? XY out of XYZ are measured within the nanoscale range, is known as what? One dimensional nanometer, right? So in that case, only one direction is beyond the nanoscale range. You remember this one, right? See how many x, y, and z. But in this case, only two dimension are measured on what? Nanoscale range, means up to 100 nanometer, and one dimension is what? Beyond the nanoscale range, is known as what? Your one dimensional nanomaterial, right? So these are the material having grown along one direction beyond the nanoscale range. So this is known as one dimensional nanomaterial. So the one dimensional nanostructural material are important for what? Your fabrication of the electronics, even the optoelectronic devices. The example is what? Your nanowires as well as the nanorods. These are the examples of one dimensional nanomaterial. Now the third one is three dimensional nanomaterial. Three dimensional nanomaterial means what? These are the material having only one, right? Having only one means what? X, right? Out of the three means how many? Two dimension are out of the nanoscale range. You remember this one. So here is what? Two dimension are out of the nanoscale range, right? So the two dimensional nanomaterial have two dimensional out of the nanoscale range. It is also known as what? Two dimensional nanomaterial, right? These are the material having only one out of three dimension is measured within the scale. So if one is measured, obviously two dimension are out of the nanoscale range, right? So the well-known examples is what? Your carbon nanotubes, CNT, right? CNT either are two types. Which one? Single walled carbon nanotubes and multi-walled carbon nanotubes, right? So even nanoplates, nanoprism, nanowall, nanodisc, this is the examples, or even nanotubes, examples of what? Your two-dimensional nanomaterial. And last one is three-dimensional nanomaterial. Three-dimensional nanomaterial means what? These are the material having all the three dimension are not measured within the nanoscale, right? Means all three dimension are greater than 100 nanometer, means it is the bulk material. Bulk nanomaterial, which is what? Having the greater than or larger than 100-meter dimension, right? So three-dimensional nanomaterial are the bulk nanomaterial which are not confined to the nanoscale range, and nanoscale range is 1 to 100 nanometer. So this bulk material cannot be confined in nanoscale range, which is greater than or larger than 100 nanometer, right? Means no dimension is, all dimensions are greater than 100 nanometer, or these are the material having all three dimension not measured within the nanoscale range, is known as what your three-dimensional nanomaterial. The example is what your fullerene C60, C540, C70 are the important, right? This can be useful for what? Drug delivery system. Like as a polymeric material, we have already seen the application. Drug delivery means what? For even it is also useful for the making the electronic circuit also, right? So this is the applications of what your the three-dimensional nanomaterial. Fullerene, Buckminster fullerene. You know the interesting application of this fullerene is what? In the medical field, it is one of the potential inhibitor for the HIV, right? For that purpose, this fullerene can be useful, which is one of the potential inhibitor for the HIV. Even it can be useful for the drug delivery system. It can be also useful for the catalytic process. It can be used as a diagnostic as well as the therapeutic agent, the C60 carbon atom, right? It is really important application in the medical field. I will again repeat, C60 carbon fullerene, which is one act as one of the potential inhibitor for the HIV. It is also useful for the drug delivery system. It can be useful for the catalytic process, diagnostic and therapeutic agent. It is also useful for the semiconductor. It is useful for the storage of the hydrogen also. It can be useful for the electric devices, right? Microelectronic devices, as well as for making the non-linear optical devices. So these are the applications of what your fullerene. Okay. Now the only important takeaway is the three-dimensional nanomaterial, that is the fullerene. So is that clear to you up to this point? Yes. The classification and example.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we will start our next important point, that is properties of the nanomaterial. Okay. Now, what are the different properties of the nanomaterial? Due to their uniqueness in the property, it can be used in the variety of the field. Four different type of the property: optical property, electrical property, mechanical property, and the magnetic property. These are the four different important properties of the nanomaterial. Due to these properties, this nanomaterial can be useful in the variety of the field. We will see one by one. The first one is optical property. What is exactly mean by the optical property? See, nanomaterial. Nanomaterial have what? Optical property, right? They are different from the bulk material. The nanomaterial having optical property, which is totally different from the bulk material. If you reduce the size of the material, it can shows the different color also. You remember this one, right? For example, a material at nanoscale, it can different the different color. For suppose the silver sphere at 40 nanometer, it can shows the blue color, and gold sphere at 50 nanometer, it can shows what? Green color, right? Due to what? Due to the optical property. So this optical property, it is depends upon what? Size and shape of the nanomaterial. So if you reduce the size and shape of the nanomaterial, the optical properties can be changed. You remember this one. This is what? Size, right? The optical property depends upon what? Size and the shape of the nanomaterial. The well-known applications of the optical properties of the nanomaterial include what? They're used as an optical detector. They're used as an sensor. They're used as an laser, in photocatalysis, in electrochemistry, in biomedicine, right? In imaging, in sensor. So this is the applications of what your optical properties of the nanomaterial. I will again repeat the topic, the properties of the nanomaterial. The nanomaterial, the first property is what your optical property. Nanomaterial having what? Optical properties are different from what your bulk material. Suppose the material at nanoscale. At nanoscale, it can emit what? Different color of light. Suppose, for example, silver sphere. Silver sphere at 40 nanometer, it can shows what your blue color. But gold, gold sphere at 50 nanometer, it can shows what? Green color, right? So what? Different colors can be emitted, depends upon what? These optical properties are depend upon the size and the shape of the nanomaterial, right? So this size and shape of the nanometer, it can shows the different kinds of the optical properties, and the various applications of these optical properties of the nanomaterial include their use in what? Laser, optical detector, sensor, imaging, display, solar cell, photocatalysis, photoelectrochemistry, biomedicine. So these are the applications of what your optical properties of the nanomaterial. Then second important and interesting property is what your electrical properties. See, the electrical properties means what? Your no, at nanoscale level, your non-conducting material is also display conducting type of the property. So this is the interesting application of what your electrical properties of what? Nanomaterial. Well-known example is what your nanotubes, nanowire. These nanotubes and nanowire, it can produces a well-defined quantized electron wave in the electrically conducting carbon nanotubes. Only one electron wave mode is observed. Only one electron wave mode is also observed, then also it can conduct the electricity. So this is the application of what your electrical property. If you reduce the size of the material, if you reduce the size of the material, then what happen? It can also conduct the electricity, because here is what? Nanotubes and nanowire, it can produces well defined quantized electron wave. In electrically conducting CNT, only one electron is wave mode is observed, then also it conduct the electricity. Suppose the electrical properties of the nanomaterial are totally different from the bulk material at nanoscale, because the non-conducting material, it can also display the conducting type of the property. Electrically conducting carbon nanotube, only one electron wave mode is observed, which also transport the electrical current. So this is the example of what your electrical properties of the nanomaterial. Please camera, sorry, audio कोणाचा on आहे तेवढा off करा please. Then next important property is what your mechanical properties of the nanomaterial. See, the mechanical properties of the nanomaterial, which is again totally different from what your bulk material. Nanomaterial gets what? Very high strength and high efficiency. How nanomaterial gets high strength and high efficiency? By filling the polymer with nanoparticles, right? Filling the polymeric material with nanoparticles, nanorod, and nanotubes, it lead to what? High mechanical properties, right? The mechanical properties are influenced by what? Their porosity, grain size, and filler can be used, right? So in this way, the mechanical properties of the nanomaterial, it can be improved. And last important property is magnetic property. I have already explained you the concept of the magnetic property. Suppose bulk material of what your gold and platinum. The bulk material of gold and platinum are non-magnetic, but size goes down. Means if you reduce the size of the gold and platinum at nanoscale range, means what? Below 100 nanometer, then this gold and platinum, it have what? Very good magnetic property. It shows the good magnetic property if you reduce the size of the gold and platinum, right? And it can be modified with the help of what? Capping agent. You remember this one. Magnetic property of the nanomaterial, it can be improved by using the capping agent, right? Suppose the nanoparticle using the capping agent, like as what your non ferromagnetic bulk material, this non ferromagnetic bulk material, it can also shows the what? Ferromagnetic like behavior, right? When it is prepared at what? Nanoscale range. So this is the important nanomaterial property, that is what? Magnetic properties. I will again repeat the both the property. right? See, the first property of nanomaterial is what your optical property of the nanomaterial. Optical property of the nanomaterial means what? Nanomaterial have optical property and that are totally different from what your bulk material. Well known example is what? If you reduce the size of the nanomaterial at below 100 nanometer, right? Suppose silver sphere at 40 nanometer, it shows the blue color, and gold sphere at 50 nanometer, it shows what? Green color, right? So this optical property is totally depend upon what? Size and shape of the nanomaterial, right? Which can shows the different kinds of the optical property. And the various application of the optical properties of nanomaterial include what? Their use as a detector, optical detector, as a laser, as a sensor, imaging purpose, display, solar cell, photocatalysis, photoelectrochemistry, as well as in the biomedicine, right? This is the uniqueness and their further application of the optical properties. Second important application is what your electrical properties. Electrical properties, see, nanomaterial such as what your nanotubes, nanowire, right? These nanotubes and nanowire, with decreasing the diameter of the wire, the nanotubes and nanowire, the decreasing the diameter of the nanowire, the number of electron in wave mode contributing to the electrical conductivity becomes what? Increasing the smaller the size, right? Because there is a definite quantization in the step. So the electrical property of the nanomaterial are different from the bulk material at nanoscale. The non-conducting material, it can also shows the conducting type of the property. Electrically conducting carbon nanotubes, CNT, only one electron wave mode is observed. Then also it can transport the electrical current. So this is the important one, that is the electrical property of nanomaterial. Then third important electrical property of nanomaterial is mechanical properties of nanomaterial. See, nanomaterial also get what? Very high strength and high efficiency. Strength and efficiency and the stiffness, hardness, tensile strength, these are the mechanical properties of the material, right? So it can be improved. How it can be improved or influenced? By their porosity, grain size, and which types of the filler is used, right? Filler is what? Some other constituent is added into the nanomaterial, and that can enhance the property of whatever nanomaterial. Suppose polymer, it is one of the filling material. So filling of the polymer with what? Nanoparticle, nanorod, nanotube, it resulting into what? High mechanical property. Again, the composites constituent of the polymer matrix and the silicate exhibit, it can the excellent mechanical and the thermal property while filling the nanomaterial with other material. So in this way, the mechanical property can be enhanced by addition of the other constituent also. And last one is the magnetic properties, right? Magnetic property, it can be used in the what? Laser, optical detector, sensor. Optical property depend upon again the size and shape of the nanomaterial. These magnetic properties. The magnetic properties, mostly suppose gold and platinum. Actually, in the bulk form, this gold and platinum, which is one of the non-magnetic material. But if you reduce the size of the gold and platinum at nanoscale, it shows what? Very good magnetic property, right? And it can be modified by what? Capping, right? By using the capping agent, its magnetic property can be easily improved. Suppose the non-magnetic bulk material, it also shows the ferromagnetic type of the behavior if you prepare the material at nanoscale range. So these are the properties of what? Your nano material, right? So I hope that you understood the concept of what properties as well as the classification of the nanomaterial. Is that clear to